Happy New Year! NFL New Year, that is. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans will kick off the 2020 season in a matchup made in heaven for fantasy owners. But which players will have the biggest impact on your fantasy team? I discussed that today on the 2-Minute Warning. Hello, fantasy fans. I'm Nick Giacobbe. I hope you're happy with your draft because it's time to set your lineups for Week 1. I'm going to give you my projections for Thursday night's game based on ESPN's standard PPR scoring system. First, let's take a look at the quarterbacks. Both Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson are projected to finish the season in top 5 among fantasy QBs. But I think Watson has the better fantasy day thanks to his rushing numbers. I project him 40 yards rushing with a touchdown, giving him an added 10 points. Speaking of rushing, let's head over to the running backs. The hype level for Clyde Edwards-Helaire is on an all-time high, but I don't think he gets 100 yards in his NFL debut. However, I do foresee him scoring 2 touchdowns, packaged with 60 yards rushing and 20 receiving yards for 22 fantasy points. As for David Johnson, he's averaged close to 500 receiving yards a season with 35 a game, arguably the best receiving back of the last 5 years, not named Christian McCaffrey. I think he hauls in 5 receptions for 40 yards with 1 ending in the end zone, producing a solid 18 fantasy points. This game is loaded with receiving threats on both sides of the ball. Here are the 3 that I believe will produce the biggest fantasy stats on Thursday night. Look, I like Tyreek Hill a lot this year, so much so that I selected him in the 2nd round. I think he'll definitely get his targets, but won't be the most productive receiving option for the Chiefs in Week 1. Hill will catch at least 5 balls for 70 yards, resulting in 11 fantasy points. Brandon Cooks might be the new sheriff in town, but Will Fuller already has built-in chemistry with Deshaun Watson. Watson will target Fuller the most times and will probably toss him some deep balls, earning him a 20-point fantasy day if he can find his way into the end zone. With the legion of Zoom, Tyreek Hill, and Mecole Hardman constantly keeping the defense on their toes, Travis Kelce will have the biggest opportunity to score the most fantasy points in this game. In the divisional round last year, he caught 10 balls for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Texans. While I don't see him matching that enormous stat line, I do see him getting close to 100 yards and celebrating in the end zone twice for a whopping 29 fantasy points. Time has expired for this week, but thank you for watching. I'm going to post a second video later this week detailing some players that need to be in your lineup and some that you should probably bench. I'm Nick Giacobbe, and this has been the 2-Minute Warning.